And it's Monday. We're kicking off the week with the floor press here. The floor press has a number of benefits. You isolate the chest a little bit, take out the leg drive, a little bit easier on the shoulders. You can also do it on the floor if you don't have a bench, which is the main reason why you see me doing it. But it's not bad. It's a good exercise, and I'm going to be doing this a little bit more in the future. I'm going to do a few sets with a heavier weight, and then after that I'm going to drop down. You see me taking off one of the plates here and going again. This is just to add a few extra repetitions to the press, get a little bit more used to it, as well as getting some more lifts on the floor press here to get my repetitions in. So not too many exercises, variety needed for the chest workout. I mean, bench press is kind of the gold standard for a reason there. So just gonna do a few extra reps with the movement. So after that, we're gonna do some weighted dips. I just really like the dips. I think it really builds a lot of strength in not only the chest but the shoulders and the elbows and the triceps as well. So I like to add that in with the weighted backpack, just tossing some dumbbells, probably about 20 pounds. I don't really worry too much about the weight that I do on these, just because I do them after heavy exercise like the floor press. So I just make sure to choose a reasonable weight and get some reps in. After that, I'll do some body weight version, where I just take off the backpack and do a few extra reps. And usually I'm pretty tuckered out, so I won't get a few more, but just dropping down in progressions like some other exercises you see me do. Here we're just doing an L-sit hold with a dip support hold, working on those hip flexors, shoulders, a little bit of abs as well. So overall, great exercise. I know I'm trying to work on that. And then after I can't do the hold, I just do the raises. And after I do as many raises as I can, I use a dumbbell to do some tucked leg raises. This tucked version is going to work more on the abs and the core, whereas the straight leg version, my failure point is going to be in my hip flexors more. So this is just to get a good ab workout here while I'm on the rings doing the dip support. So just kind of stringing a few exercises together to cut down the time a little bit. After that, we're going to go do some flies with the resistance band. Pretty common exercise. Big fan of these. Ideally, you'd have a cable with weights to keep the load static across the movement range, but we do what we can. And we're just going to go to a high to low chop with the resistance band. Since this is comes a little bit further in the sequence than the exercises I started with, I don't usually worry too much about how much I do. I just do a few of the reps to kind of get the workout in. Really important exercise. The movement for chest day is to kind of bring that arm across your chest. So it's something to keep in mind when you're doing pressing exercises too, to try to get that contraction across the body. Here we're doing some single arm extensions, more mid-level parallel to the torso rather than high to low. This is with one hand. You definitely feel a little bit more in the chest, but you feel some in the core as well as you try to fight that rotation. So it's kind of a dual exercise, which I really like. Definitely for me, with one hand, you feel a failure mode in your chest more than your core, though, just because it's really tough to keep that arm straight with one hand. After that, we go to a low to high chop with one hand, try to bring that resistance band across your body while keeping your elbow locked and your arms straight as best you can. That'll help put the focus on the movement on your lower chest, which is where we're trying to work on in this movement. So this is pretty quick, not too heavy. We knock these out pretty quickly without too much rest. Just finish off our chest workout. And after that, that concludes our chest workout. So we just do some resistance band pull downs. Here we're just finding the combination of bands that offers a good resistance. Pull down, do our best to keep our legs straight and our abs contracted, so we're not leaning too far back with our butt, but we're making sure we're keeping the focus on the core where we're working on. Here I drop a band and keep going. You can see how you're feeling that day, see what works best for you. After that, we're going to do some side lateral raises on the floor with the bag of rice and dumbbell here. It's getting to the point where the weight is, I can go up in weight, but I don't really have anything heavy enough that I can handle safely and maneuver effectively. So I'll see what else I can do to kind of work on that movement in the future, but it's a great exercise. I think adding more dumbbells, or even adding a second bag of rice, not really feasible, just from a ergonomic standpoint. So I'll see what I can do, but we're gonna do some leg raises here with dumbbell to finish off. Make sure to keep our legs straight if you can, but the most important thing is to keep your back flat on the mat and make sure to keep your core properly contracted. Otherwise it could really hurt your lower back if you arch it too much off the mat. So don't worry about keeping your legs straight. Tuck them in if you have to, take a break, but just make sure you get that in. Here I'm trying a little bit different exercise, a little bit more low impact without the weights. I think it definitely, you really want to focus on keeping your lower back flat to the mat here, which is actually a little bit easier. So I like that. I might keep it, we'll see. But here we're going to do some kneeling pull-off presses, where we just extend straight and away from our chest with our arms locked at the farthest point. You really feel it here on the side of your torso, fighting that rotation. So I really like this exercise. I'm definitely gonna keep this going forward, but we just do both sides, and that's gonna wrap up our Monday. So that's the start of another week. And subscribe to get your daily reminders, and I hope to see you guys next time. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.